To begin phase 3, we'll take a look at a balance exercise, balancing on a stable surface. To perform this, the subject will stand on the involved leg, lifting the other leg off the floor. To begin with, the subject will keep the knee straight. It's important to control the motion of the knee to not allow it to go inwards or in front of the knee. If it becomes too easy, you may bend the knee a little bit, to about 20 degrees. This is a bit more challenging, requiring more muscular stabilization. You may perform this exercise for 5 rounds of 30 seconds to a minute holds. Now we'll take a look at a single leg step up. You may use a stair for this, placing the involved leg on the step. At this point, you will push up through your foot to straighten your knee, stepping upwards. To begin with, you may use a slight to mild push-off on the non-involved leg to assist you in achieving the step up, as the subject will now show, using the push-off. As you become stronger, you may just lift the involved leg off of the floor and push up, straightening the knee. The idea is to move upwards and then downwards with control. If you have pain with the downwards motion, simply just lower yourself to the floor to begin with. 3 sets of 8 to 12 is appropriate to begin this exercise. Next, we'll take a look at a core exercise in phase 3. This again uses the base of a side plank, which you performed in previous phases, except when you're up into the side plank, you're going to go ahead and perform a straight leg raise into abduction, tightening the quad muscle and then lifting the leg. Tightening the quad muscle and lifting the leg. This exercise will likely be quite fatiguing to you to begin with. As a result, your goal should be to perform 3 rounds of 1 minute in total. Again, using the technique that if you have to rest and come downwards, you stop the clock and then restart it when you return to the plank position and lifting your leg again. Now we'll take a look at a single leg sit to stand with the knee at approximately 45 degrees. Depending on the height of the table or bench you're sitting on, your knee angle will vary. To perform this exercise, straighten the non-involved leg and simply stand up. To begin with, if you need assistance with balance, it's okay to hang on to something. But your goal should be to be able to perform this exercise without hanging on. You want to be sure to control your knee, keeping your knee behind your toe and not allowing it to come inwards. The reverse of this exercise is performing a single leg stand to sit. This will be a bit more difficult as you're asking the muscle to contract and control the descent. Instead of focusing on the upwards motion, you'll focus on the slow lowering. The slower, the better. Shaking may be encountered, secondary to weakness. This is okay, so long as you don't experience pain. For both of these exercises, you should shoot for 3 sets of 8 to 12. Next, we'll take a look at a basic movement called the lunge. To perform the lunge, we're going to go to about 90 degrees. You may start with either the involved or non-involved leg as the forward or backward leg. The lunge should be performed with the body stable and upright, down to about 90 degrees of a knee bend, and then back up. You notice the subject is balancing on the balls or toes of the foot and the back leg, and the front foot remains stable on the ground. Neither knee is coming inwards, nor is either knee in a position that would jeopardize the ACL reconstruction repair. You may switch. Again, keeping the knee stabilized, knee behind the toe, knee not moving inwards nor outwards during the movement, and slowly coming down into the lunge and returning to the starting position. You should not experience any pain in the front aspect of the knee during this movement. Shaking is okay, and 3 sets of 10 is desired with each leg in each position. When appropriate, your therapist will provide you with a Return to Run progression program. During this Return to Run progression program, you may run on a treadmill or on flat ground or a track. During this, it's important to control the knee. The knee should not be coming inward, nor should pain be be felt with running. If at any point you experience pain or swelling in the run progression, you should stop and contact your physical therapist to be instructed what the appropriate next move would be. Proper running technique is to strike on the front aspect of the foot and then push off and come on to the next leg. To begin with, you'll start at 25% of full speed and then progress as outlined in the run progression. Eventually, you will come to a full sprint. Again, no pain or swelling should be encountered either during nor after each day of the 45-day return to run progression.
Now we'll take a look at an exercise we call side-to-side resisted walks. This exercise is done by placing a band around the feet, underneath the arch of the foot. After that's done, you may come into a 45-degree squat, or deeper if you can maintain it. And then while maintaining that squat, you're going to keep the tension in the band that you've created and slowly sidestep sideways. You may speed it up a little bit if you need to, but the tension in the band should remain. Your knees should stay behind your toes, and your knees should not come in towards one another. And you should maintain the squat throughout. You can find a distance that is about 10 feet long and perform this exercise 5 times down and back, maintaining facing the same position so that each leg leads on 1 repetition down and back. A second variation to this exercise is what we call a monster walk. The band placement is the same, the squat position is the same. The only difference is the lead leg first steps forward and the second leg steps to it. And then the lead leg steps backwards and the second leg steps to it. And you repeat this all the way down the distance you have outlined. Again, to return, simply stay facing the same direction, let the other leg lead the exercise. This should also be performed 5 times down and back.